Good morning students, welcome after Diwali. Today it is our first video just after Deepavali. In BA part 2nd, we just come on our topic. We were reading our poems. Today the biggest and we think the most important poem of your syllabus, that is Rabbi Ben Ezra. In BA part 2nd, we are going to discuss. As the title that is we presented here, Rabbi Ben Ezra, is not a simply understandable title. So very first we will describe about the complete conception related to its title. Then the poem written by Robert Browning. When the name Robert Browning came in mind, various things starts to jump. There is some types of the features. There are some type of the merits and qualities which is automatically jumps, automatically comes out at the time when we are going to discuss Robert Browning. In this short video, our maximum pressure will be upon the text of poem. Even very shortly in sum up, we can understand Robert Browning means the first important matter, fact, name of period, era to which he belongs, that is Victorian era. Whenever we are discussing Victorian era, two most important names, Tennyson and Browning, comes at first suddenly. Same as whenever we are discussing about Tennyson and Browning, Victorian era suddenly comes in the mind. So they are parallel. Yes, Victorian era, its feature, its quality, if you want to read, if you want to discuss, we have to read Browning and Tennyson. Or if we read the features of Browning and Tennyson, then automatically we can complete the sense, the atmosphere related to Victorian era. Means they are parallel, they are supplementary to each other. Because Browning deals with Victorian period. Now we come on its title, that is Rabbi Ben Ezra. Rabbi Ben Ezra. We think at the first sight, it never seems like a happening or some type of a detailed scene and be an unknown reader, that anyone who just read the title Rabbi Ben Ezra at first sight, suddenly his mind works, and what comes in the mind, it may be the name of any personality. Means our ideas, right? Rabbi Ben Ezra is the name of a personality, and he belongs to Spain and Rome. And we are discussing about 100 years before. We just discussing about 100 years, no, 1000 years. We think that in 11th century, Rabbi Ben Ezra, in 11th century, today we are in 21st century. You understand? So we are discussing a matter before long time. In 11th century, there was a great personality in Rome, Spain, and diverted in Rome, and he was Rabbi Ben Ezra. Basically, he was a physician, a great scholar, a great messenger, a great philosopher, and learner of religious aspects. Here, the thing that is important, sometimes the short time also may be asked in this case here, that we are discussing Rabbi Ben Ezra. So the timing of Rabbi Ben Ezra, that is very important to know. It may consider there is not any type of the solid proof that this is the right time of Rabbi Ben Ezra, but we can consider about its time that is very important in our syllabus. That is the time of Rabbi Ben Ezra. Means we are discussing before a long history of Rome and Spain. That is complete. Rabbi, if we discuss the title Rabbi, Rabbi you can understand. It is you can try to understand my feelings. Rabbi is not a name, but bad Aisa is the name. So what happened here? Rabbi is not a name, but it must be used as a title, same as we are calling Guru Ravindranath Tagore. What the Guru is? What the Guru is? Sant Sri Chobina. Anything else? This is the title that is used in Latin philosophy, that is used in the literature of Rome and Spain. The meaning of Rabbi is used for anyone that has the knowledge of religion, knowledge of philosophy, knowledge of everything. We are calling as messenger, as we are calling as angels of the God. All these type of the person are calling Rabbi. So Rabbi is not the name. The full name of Rabbi Ben Ezra, that is also important. We will discuss in our notes provided to you in PDF. Then we can discuss everything about it. So Rabbi is the title. Rabbi title using for the person. They have the great knowledge about the religious topic, about the topic related to our religion, caste, adult, creed, culture and civilization. Everything you can understand. One who delivers religious messages to different type of the public. That is only Rabbi. Robert Browning. The timing, as the timing of the Victorian era, the poet is also belonging to the same period. So his timing, we just know about 1812, 1889. Timing of every poet must be in mind always, because sometimes we know that all these type of the question asked in university exam, so you must know the timing of every poet. This is the first conception, this is the first matter to be keep in mind, that we must have the timing of poet, we must have the knowledge related to the period and everything. That is mostly focused. When we discussed about Robert Browning or the poetry, that was the poetry of Robert Browning. Some things are very important. What the special feature of Browning? What are the basic element of Browning? There is various types of the design. There is various types of the formats and structures available in poetry. Someone writes love songs, someone writes odes, someone writes lyrics. So all these types of the part of poems may be the habit of every type of the poems we are not discussing. But at the time when we discuss Robert Browning, what is his main characteristic feature? What is his most liked design or structure of a poem? That is dramatic monologue. Before we just come on its poem or its text, one thing must be keep in your mind completely. That is dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue is a popular literary term, and the literatures popularized only by Robert Browning. The name of Robert Browning attached with dramatic monologue because maximum points of Browning are dramatic monologue. So here, before read the poem, before analysis the detail of poem, it is must to know what the dramatic monologue. Yes, dramatic monologue is also a part of our literary terms topic. As we know that in our 5th unit, either that is the class of be a part first, second or third. In the final unit, in the 5th unit, the part of our syllabus is literary history and literary terms. So dramatic monologue is also a part in our syllabus, that is in literary terms. So it will be more beneficial if we read this literary terms in our that 5th unit. Literary terms, dramatic monologue. In local language, or a very simple method, we want to understand what the dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue you may consider as a communicative point. It is a dialogue between minimum two. I am not speaking maximum. Between minimum two, that is a dramatic monologue. So dramatic monologue is a communication between A and B. Suppose that there is one person A, second person B. One side there is A, second side there is B. This is a dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue is a communication between them. It is not a normal communication. This is important. It is not a common dialogue, transparent of dialogue. No, transmission of a speech, not a common transmission. So what is difference? Suppose that A is speaker. Suppose that A is speaker and B is listener. Commonly in transmission or import-export our ideas and thoughts. Both A and B are speaking to each other. But here in dramatic monologue, only speaker speak. Means incomplete poem, incomplete dramatic monologue. One person only be speaking everywhere in complete poem, that is speaker, or he must be one, only one. As the fact, one person can speak at a single time. So one person always be speaking dramatic monologue. Listener never speaking anything. His work is only to listen, and speaker, his work is only to speak. This is the difference. Here in common communication, both are speaking to each other. But in dramatic monologue, one person is only speaking, second is only listening. His work is only to listen, or his work is only to speak. He never listen. He never listen because he is silent everywhere. So he is silent, and how he can listen anything? Means the role of listener is only to listen, or he remains silent everywhere. It may be asked by any that how this is communication. Yes, this is communication. The question and reply both were presented by speaker. The question and reply both were presented by listener. Means speaker only speaks and listener only listens. One important matter that is also attached. Listener. We are not speaking listener या listeners. Means there may be one or more. ऐसा नहीं है कि there must be one listener. No, there may be more than one listener. We never count इतने भी हो सकते हैं. But speaker always be one. So dramatic monologue is a dialogue between listener and speaker, speaker and listener. But speaker must be one every time in complete poem. But listener, that is depends upon the poem. Maybe one, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, or the number which we never counted. Gathering. Maybe it is a company to whom he speaks. So this is the speaker who delivers the speech to fixed or unlimited person. So this was the common feature related to dramatic monologue. The detail that is related to dramatic monologue we can discuss in our question, and at the time when we are going to discuss our literary terms, then we can write down all type of the features about dramatic monologue. Now we just finished dramatic monologue, the conception of dramatic monologue. And comes again Rabbi Ben Ezra. Here in this point, Rabbi Ben Ezra delivers his speech, and this type of the speech, Rabbi Ben Ezra delivers his speech. यहाँ पे वही बात है, if we are discussing about the speaker, then there is one speaker, and who is Rabbi Ben Ezra. In this point, Rabbi Ben Ezra is the speaker. He is the speaker. At the time when we are discussing listener, then there are unlimited gathering a company of listeners there are. इस पोइम में, पूरी पोइम में स्पीकर का जो रोल है दैट इज प्लेड बाय रब्बी वैन एज़रा, बट द लिसनर इज नॉट वन पर्टिकुलर लिसनर. नो, they are the gathering of public, various types of company, and then Rabbi delivers his speech. In local language we can say Rabbi ben Ezra is a poem, is a dramatic monologue in which Rabbi ben Ezra is the speaker of poem and various types of the public gathering company, and we are very fine to describe that they are the pupil of Rabbi ben Ezra. Commonly in easy language we can say that ये जिसको भी deliver कर रहा है they may consider as the शिष्य, as the pupils of Rabbi ben Ezra. A poem is divided into points, point 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. You search out in your textbook, and every fact or in every point there is the detail of every conception of idea. This is very unique poem. Why it is unique? It is unique because everything that was presented by Rabbi ben Ezra divided into points. So we can clear first point means 4 or 5 lines in each stanza. Then the first idea, the first conception, the first religious topic or any topic on which he is speaking is complete. Then on the number second, then the second matter related Rabbi ben Ezra's speech is complete. So this is very easy to be understand, although the poem is very complex and it is not easy to understand. But very smoothly or simply, we try to discuss it line by line, point by point. Poem is very long and we think that there may be more than 6-7 videos related to this poem because we just read the important stages. The ideas that was consolidated, if we discuss what are the prime feature of the ideas and the message given by Rabbi ben Ezra. The prime factor, the prime feature of the characteristic element of the complete messages, they are hidden the role of Bible. They are hidden the role of Bible. So what written there in Bible or the thoughts, the ideas related to message of Bible is presented here by Rabbi ben Ezra. Coming upon various types of the topics in this poem by Rabbi ben Ezra, he, you can say, mostly focused upon some type of the topics. What these are? These are the first very important, that is the topic of age. That is the topic of age. Age is related with life and it is related, that was presented by poem is youth and old. This is the comparison youth and old. That is our definition of life, classification of life, what are the major attributes of life, and this is the definition of the picture of age. Very first and starting points, he is describing about the life, classification of life, role of youth, role of old age, and he basically proves our old age that is more better than youth. He also speaks about shore. He also speaks about work of shore. He also speaks about heart. He also speaks about feelings and emotions. I think that all these types of elements related to shore, that is also the part of Browning's message. He also speaks about curve, which we are calling in, इसको हिंदी में अपन ये बोल कर्म. He also describe about the feature, the role of karma in our life, and there are various types of the another type of topic. He also describe about God. He also describes about death. So these are the common fact. These are the common matter related to Browning's poetry, that he mostly deals with the attachment of religious topic and mostly deals with the features of Bible topic. And this is the poem where he is presenting all these types of the, he also speaks about the role of time, he also speaks about the role of religion, or there are various types of the things that is directly or indirectly related to our life. In our next video, we will start to read Rabbi by Ezra line by line. Thank you.